America's Pulse Network welcomes you to the Pulse Podcast. Today we've got a packed show, from breaking news to informative topics that will keep you well informed. So, please click the subscribe button to get notified of upcoming episodes. If you like what the APN's The Pulse Podcast talks about, then please share the Pulse with others. During this episode of The Pulse, the host looks forward to your comments. Tonight's APN's The Pulse Podcast starts now.
Well, hello everyone, and welcome back to another episode of the Pulse Podcast, brought to you by the great America's Pulse Network. I'm your host, Damon Galdo, your moderator for tonight, anyway, from the Jersey Shore Podcast, and we'll bring on our other host and our special guest in a moment. So before I get to it, I wanted to read this because I just found this out. This is breaking news. So we can throw this breaking news up there real quick. So as the FBI has raided the office of a powerful Virginia Democrat, Louise Lucas, as part of a reported federal corruption investigation tied to a cannabis business and alleged bribery activity. Federal agents were also seen searching a nearby marijuana dispensary connected to Lucas in Portsmouth, Virginia. Lucas is not a low-level politician. She is one of the most influential Democrats in Virginia politics and recently helped lead a controversial redistricting push, which we're going to be talking about that too in New Jersey later on in the show, so stay tuned. But it could heavily favor Democrats in future congressional elections. And as you know, I'm running for Congress, and our special guest that's coming on is running for Congress as well. But according to reports, the investigation actually began during the Biden administration, undercutting claims that the raid is simply political relation by the Trump administration. So far, no charges have been announced, but the FBI confirmed the searches were court-authorized federal warrants. So this story is rapidly developing and could become one of the biggest political corruption stories in Virginia in years. So just so you know, everybody out there, this was launched during the Biden administration and nothing happened. And now it's happening under Trump. So Trump didn't start this. Everyone would say they're going after political counterparts. And no, it was launched under Biden administration. So with that, I want to go into a very quick monologue. Just want to talk about the show tonight. We're going to talk about tonight. It's the point of no return for the midterms. And again, I'm running for Congress, and our special guest that's going to be on soon is running for Congress as well. Are we past the point of no return? That is something that we have to think about. Because if we lose the midterms in November, then I don't know what's going to happen. I don't know if we're going to be able to come back from it. I mean, we've made a lot of progress since Trump was elected, and again, not I don't live and die by Trump, but I live and die by my party at this point, because we're a party of common sense. Not everyone. I mean, there's bad actors out there. There definitely are that are on both sides, but for the majority, we are the party of common sense, and we need to keep it that way. Because if the Democrats get back in power, everyone sees it. I'm not talking about Democrat voters, because a lot of Democrat voters do have common sense, but they just don't realize. That's why we do this podcast. They don't see the messaging, because Democrats don't watch this podcast. I wish they would. I wish they would come on to this podcast, honestly, but they won't. But the voters, they come home and they watch CNN, MSNBC, and whatever media is giving them the news. And we're about the truth here, faith, family, freedom, country, truth, all of that. So stay tuned for all these segments that are coming up. We got a lot of important stuff to talk about. So I hope you guys stay tuned, and guess what? And like and subscribe as well. And you can post a message in the chat, a question if you want, and I'll see it pop up right here, and everyone else will as well. A great producer will put it up on the screen from who it's from and what the question is, and we'll talk about it. So let's bring on our two other hosts. I guess Seth's not here yet. It's Alexandra Levine from Alexandra Levine Live.
Hello.
Oh, Alexandra, how are you? I know you're busy moving and everything else and all kinds of stuff. You got a lot going on, but thanks for coming on tonight. So then Seth, I guess he said he'll be on about 8:15. He's always late, Seth, the nasty pirate that he is. So, so I'm going to introduce our guest for tonight. Herzig, running for Congress in Congressional District 6 in New Jersey. Hillary, how are you?
Thank you. I'm doing well. How are you doing, Damon?
I'm tired. I'll tell you that. We're pretty busy with a lot of stuff that we're doing. Everyone is. I mean, I know Alexandra's really busy. I mean, you're running for Congress. I'm running for Congress. It's have a life with kids and everything else, and it's tough. Right. But guess what? People need to step up and do this. People with common sense, and that's what
right. I agree.
So let's get into the first. I'm going to get into the first poll segment. One election away, the point of no return. So I don't want to be all doom and gloom, but I just can see it. The Democrats they lost their mind. I mean, the elected Democrats anyway. I would say that they're crazy. So I'm going to go to you first, Alexandra. So what do you think if we lose the midterms in November? How is it going to just stop all the progress and just halt everything? And will we be able to recover from it?
No, we won't. I mean, Hakeem Jeffries is disgusting. I mean, I said this on my show the other week. I mean, the reason his name is Hakeem is for a very strong reason. He is the puppet to Barack Hussein Obama. And if you see what the Democrats want to do, I mean, all they want to do is impeach President Trump. That's all they want to do. They want to hurt we the people. All these Democrats are bought and paid for by special interests and lobbyists, as we know, and including the rhinos too. And it's a real problem. It's a huge problem. The Democrats really don't want to work with us Republicans, especially conservative Republicans. The only Democrat that's really willing to cross the aisle is John Fetterman. That's it. But everybody else is, one man for themselves, one woman for themselves. And it's a real problem. So my challenge to the Republicans is we have to be strong. We have to expand and don't just depend and rely on President Trump. President Trump is only one person. It was the victory goes to him last night for getting 5 out of the 7 rhinos, primarying them out of the state of Indiana. Total victory for him. But again, that was President Trump and President Trump's doing alone that got that to fruition. It's we the people have to be a President Trump, and we the people have to go out and expand the House of Representatives, but make it more conservative and get these rhinos out of our party.
I agree 100%. So Hillary, I'll go to you. I mean, one thing is, what issue you think scares voters the most right now? You don't want to talk about nationwide, you talk about New Jersey itself if you want.
Right. I would say one of the issues that scares voters most is that they're actually not being represented, that they are, picking has already been done. My district, we have a 37-year incumbent, and, he has already been picked by the Democratic primary, and he's still favored to win. So even the Democrats in my district are getting, the bottom of the barrel, the same old, and they're getting a choice. It's Pallone or, not another Democrat. So I think what we need, especially in my district, is to restore representation for we the people. And what's a Republican, a new Democrat, we just need to restore integrity in our own and make sure that our representatives actually represent the people that they're supposed to serve. Public service is, all about accountability. What I can say is, Frank Pallone really hasn't done much in 37 years besides click a button. And I think that the people in my district are fed up that, and they do want one new. Democrats or, in our district are, re-endorsing Pallone. And I hope that makes the Democrats angry. And I hope that they are like, you know what? Maybe it is time for our face and new ideas. I mean, in New Jersey, we have the garden state, right? Well, a garden left unattended grows a weed. And I can say Frank's been in long enough. He's one of them.
So you said 37 years he's been in?
Yeah, 7 years.
Wow. Sounds
we
like
need term limits. I mean, it's not representation. I mean, I've even come out and said that, should I be elected, I will term it myself, because I believe our constitutional republic deserves democracy and representation of the people is not serving 37 years, representing for, your good time and then getting out before your retirement age. Because at the end of the day, we have a gerontology problem. We have across the board. It is, not just the Democratic side. It's a board when we look at it. It is, everything is messed up, and there needs to be some changes, and term limits need to be the first one.
I hear you there. And Alexandra, I signed the term limit pledge myself too, because I believe there should be.
I did as well.
I mean, that's why, yeah. So that's why, I mean, that's why it was designed, especially for Congress too. That's why it's a 2-year term, because they control the money. So if they're losing their mind and spending money, 2 years later, you can vote them out. But it doesn't seem to work that way. I mean, I'm sure, I don't even have to ask you if you support term limits. I'm sure you do. But what do you think about it?
I support term limits. I always have. And the reason being is we see these idiots in Congress that are there for years and years and years, like the AOCs, the Rashid Tlaibs. We hope to God want to make sure that they're not going to be in there for years and years, but you never know. I mean, they're trying to push to be vice president of the United States. So that's why term limits is very, very important. The president campaigned on it. It's the rhinos, it's the Democrats, again, they're in power, and even conservatives that are in power, they don't want to give up that power, and they want to be there for years and years. I'm glad to our guest that she said she would term limit herself, because I have called for the challenge of a lot of people that have run for office or currently in office that have said, I believe in term limits, I would term limit myself, and then they haven't. So I do challenge a lot of those congressmen and senators that say they believe in term limits, but yet they've been in there for 20 to 30 years. So I applaud you guys for stepping it up and for saying that you don't want to be there forever. If I was running for Congress, if I was a congresswoman, I wouldn't want to be there forever at all. You should be able to get the job done within 4 years or 4 to 6 years and be done. Peace. Pass the torch to the next generation.
No, I believe so. Go ahead, Tori.
I was just bringing up another issue in my runs rampant, but all over New Jersey. I mean, yes, right? His son's in there. Look at here, Frank Pallone. He's been in 37 years, and his brother, nepotism. It's a long constitutional republic. Public servants should be definitely elected, and it shouldn't be, the family runs like that. That is not a democratic process at all. So if we want constitutional republic processes, but the whole thing's broken if it's based on nepotism and no term limits.
No, you're right about that, 100%. You look at look who just popped on, my man. Oh, same time, same that t-shirt. That's Seth from the Conservative Corner. I was going to introduce you earlier, but you're late as always. So.
I know.
But Seth, we were just talking about the midterms coming up. If it's past the point of no return, if we were to lose the midterms here, and so what are your thoughts on that? Like, what do you think if we lose the midterms and the momentum stops where we're going right now? I know not everything's going perfect, but we're moving in the right direction. Say way better than we're under Biden. So, what do you think will happen if everything halts if we lose the midterms? Because this is Hillary Herzig. She's running for Congress in CD6 in New Jersey, and obviously
Hey, how are you?
Good. How are you doing?
And that's Alexandra Levine, by the way.
I never met her before. I don't know who she is. If we lose the midterms, I think we'll just get more of the same crap we're doing now, infighting and people talking about what they're going to do and not doing it, and finger pointing and blaming, no accountability. I don't think much will change. I really don't. I mean, right now it's, and if you're in the military, you know what I'm about to say. It's a Charlie Foxtrot. It's just ridiculous. It's embarrassing at this point. I mean, nothing out of DC is something I'm proud of. Nothing. It's more of the same BS. The fallback is still the Epstein files. Well, they're doing this because of the Epstein files. And then there's other talking points. Well, they're doing this because of the war. They're doing it. It's almost like they're purposely not trying to accomplish anything. Like they're seeing who can do the least amount of work and still keep their job. So I don't know if anything will really change, good or bad. I think it'll stay status quo, and we're going to be treading water again for 2, 3, 4 more years.
That's what I'm definitely afraid of. I mean, Alexandra, I ask you, do you think that another Democrat victory can permanently reshape America, like culturally and economically? I mean, you look at Donnie getting elected, and the idiots that get elected over and over again, like AOC and all that. I mean, it just seems like more and more socialists get elected. You think it's going to change our economy and then change our culture as well?
Well, yeah, of course. I mean, the more socialists that get in, yeah, of course. And that's why, we have to be very careful to make sure that these socialists don't get in. The problem is that we're dealing with a lot of terrorist money. We're dealing with a lot of George Soros money. And the problem is, and I'm going to not attack the Republicans, but I will say to the Republicans, they need to step it up. They're not stepping it up, and they're allowing these Democrat socialists to win these special elections. And they're also allowing these Democrat socialists to creep into the local level. I always say politics is local, especially when it comes to liberal states and liberal counties. I mean, Seth, we deal with this in Maryland all the time. We have freaking Johnny Oshevsky, who was a delegate, and then he became a county councilman, and now he's a congressman, and he's a huge freaking socialist, and he's just insane. And he works with the AOC and Ilhan Omar and so forth. So that's why it's very important, especially in liberal counties, in liberal cities and liberal states, that we work on the local level and we get our way and we move our people all the way up. But Republicans have the money. They really do. They're just, I'm gonna curse here. They're just chicken shit, and they don't want to step it up. They really don't step it up, and that's the huge problem.
So, all right, I wanted to get everyone's opinion before I played some of these clips. I was waiting for Seth to come on, but let me roll the first clip here. And
it's time for a reality check. Now, with the midterms only 6 months out, it's worth remembering just how much worse it can and will get if the Democrats win.
I got cut off a little short, but yeah. So that's why I just pulled that clip, because that's what we were talking about. I was waiting on you, Seth. I wanted to play it earlier, but I was waiting for you to come on.
Don't wait for me, man.
Yeah, I was going to lead with it, but I like your Batman shirt, by the way. That's cool.
I like it too.
But so to get out of this segment, we'll go around the room real quick. I'm going to roll this clip. This is about more fraud that we're discovering as well. So I just wanted to roll this. It says Lori Herzig. She's not part of fraud. I don't know why she's up there. Sorry, that was a mistake. But this is Tim Walz. I mean, this guy. I mean, today's regular state federal law enforcement, enforcement happened because our state agencies caught irregular behavior. He's full of horse shit. I mean, he didn't have anything to do with it. It was the FBI. It was a federal agent. How does this guy get away with this? I mean, he needs to be charged and go to jail. We talk about this all the time, and it's like, oh, they're never going to go to jail. They're never going to prosecute them. People will just talk about it. But this guy, man, I don't know how he can even go on TV, live TV, and talk about it or make a post like this, because he knew about it. There's whistleblowers saying he knew about it, and then I don't know. He's got to settle them. I'll tell you that. Maybe no, he doesn't, because he believes that tampons should be in boys' bathrooms. But I don't know. I don't know where he gets his walls from. I'll say.
Nice, well played, sir.
What do you think about that?
I mean, it's funny to read this because Tim Walz let one of his state law enforcement agencies burn down, like literally burned to the ground. It was rioted and burned to the ground, and that was under his what had happened. And now this is how we're supposed to run things. Like, really, is very hypocritical. And I would say that he is not a good governor because he knows nothing about public safety. And yeah, he's definitely complicit. He's complicit, and to take credit for something that our federal agencies did, and not only that, the National Guard had to come in during the riot, during Floyd, to aid him because he was snapped. So, you know, now he's going to say this. It's absolutely ridiculous.
It is actually. We're getting ripped off left and right. I'm so glad that we started Doge in the beginning with Elon Musk and all that stuff. And so I mean, I commend Nick Shirley for uncovering all this fraud. I commend everyone else that's doing it as well. I mean, even the Daily Wire is uncovered in Ohio right now, Medicaid fraud. I mean, billions of dollars. I mean, all across the board. And Alexandra, I'll go deal with this. You know, I mean, we struggle all the time. You work full time. I work full time. We pay all these taxes, and we're getting ripped off. I mean, I can't wait to see the hammer drop on all these people. And do you think that it's going to? Do you think people will actually go to jail for this?
Well, I can tell you the Medicare and the Medicaid fraud is a huge thing. And one of the reasons why Pam Bondi was fired was because she was pulling up cases of actually innocent people. And she wasn't actually going in and working on the cases of people that have committed fraud for years and years and years. Now, kudos to the Deputy Attorney General, Todd Bland. She's actually going in there and really honing in on the people that have committed massive Medicare and Medicaid fraud. That's why President Trump implemented Vice President J.D. Vance to head up the Medicaid and Medicare fraud. And there's huge fraud in the state of Ohio, where I do a lot of work in. There's huge fraud in Florida, where I'm from. So this is a huge thing, and I don't see it going away. I do see the president and the DOJ and the FBI and the ODNI taking action and really honing in to, you know, gather the evidence to really call out these people that have committed fraud. Because I know for a fact, because I'm in the insurance business, and there are people in the insurance business, a lot of them have done a lot of shady things and they've gotten away with it. And it's a real problem. So this affects tons and tons of people that are on Medicare. This affects tons of people that are on Medicaid, and they're all getting screwed. They've all paid out so much money and they're all getting screwed. And the people that have gotten screwed, they need justice. So I really don't see this going away. This is extremely illegal. And I know Dr. Oz is working heavily on this, as well as HHS Secretary RFK Jr.
So, all right. Well, I just want to say real quick, Lady Mern, that's commenting there. Thank you for joining. So, anybody else that's out there that wants to make a comment or ask a question, and Lady Mern, I will be talking about your convention of states at the end of the show. But I'll just end with this. I mean, you have the Democrats that are out there. They're saying, "Oh, well, the big beautiful bill and everything else, and they're cutting Medicaid for everyone. People are going to die." Well, they're stealing billions of dollars from Medicaid and all these programs. And so where were you on that one? So, but we're going to take a quick break and we'll go into the next segment after this. Or yeah,
I had one last thing. Is that okay?
Oh, sure. Go ahead.
I was just going to say what's concerning so much and disheartening about the fraud is really going after the most vulnerable communities. So like hospice, the elderly, and then like learning centers, like children. So it's like not only is it terrible, right? The Learning Center. Not only is it terrible to commit fraud, but like after the most vulnerable, like aren't fraudsters. They're wrong in their heart with what they're doing. So it's, you know,
Yeah, it's a shame. So, Bob, we'll take a quick break and then we'll go to the next segment. Stay tuned.
Yeah.
America's Pulse Network. The mainstream media is bought and paid for. The truth is twisted to fit their agenda. But America is waking up. Because podcasts are the future for trusted media. Welcome to the America's Pulse Network. It is a network built by patriots that upholds the Constitution. But America's Pulse Network stands for God, truth, and the America First movement. There is no corporate propaganda, no government spin, just real news, real talk, and real voices fighting for faith, freedom, and the future of this great nation with common sense. Here are some of America's Pulse Network podcasts. Alexandra Levine Live, hosted by Alexandra Levine. Jersey Shore Podcast, hosted by Damon Galdo. The Conservative Corner, hosted by Seth Eisenberg. The New Jersey State House Watch, hosted by Jack Brangan and Constance Detzel. APN's The Pulse is moderated by either Alexandra, Damon, Elena, or Seth. Also tune into America's Pulse Network on the following social media platforms. Join the revolution because the pulse of America beats for God and country. America's Pulse Network is for faith, family, freedom, and truth.
All right, everybody, welcome back. Thank you for staying tuned, all listeners out there. This one is political violence, media narratives, and double standard danger.
I can't hear anything.
You can't hear? All right, Ori, if you want to, I don't know, just some text her to drop off and come back on. I don't know what happened there. So technical difficulties, folks. Sorry about that. So, anyway, I want to get to this because why, when violence targets conservatives, why does the media suddenly become cautious about it? That's all they do. They said, yeah, there we go. So, but they're always cautious about doing it. If it's a transgender person that does something, or if it's and I want to pull up this tweet real quick by Barack Obama, and just it's unbelievable. Like, why? Like, you know what it was? It was the manifesto. So if we could pull that up real quick. Yeah, I said, although we don't yet have the details about the motives behind last night's shooting, this is obviously a little bit older, but this one about the assassin or Trump. It had his manifesto. It said it. It was going to kill Trump or cabinet members. Like, why does he have to say, although we don't have it? No, although, Barack. You already knew. You already knew what it was. They had the manifesto from this scumbag, nutbag, crazy guy, and you just have to downplay it. Like, why? This is why this happens. This is why we have all this political violence. And I don't care what anyone says. Yeah, is there violence on the right, like years ago, or whatever it may have been? But it's all left-wing violence right now. It is. I mean, these people are unhinged, and you have all these elected officials that say these things. I played on my podcast Monday, Hakeem Jeffries and what's his name, the fat boy Pritzker from
JB.
Yeah, JB, yeah. So it's like, and they're doubling down on it even afterwards. It's like, come on, people. So Hillary, you're running for office. I'm going to use Seth next, but you're running for office. So what do you think about this? I mean, are you worried about political violence? Because my wife worries about it for me running for office. If somebody doesn't like me, and they'll do something like this.
So I believe with political violence, it's because of the polarization in politics. I mean, we have honestly on both teams right now is what we have in our political climate. We have extremes on the right and we have extremes on the left, and there is no center, there's no middle. It's There's no representatives to actually like stand up right now and represent that, because the leadership of the party on the left, for instance, it's a Democratic Socialist, it's AOC, it's someone who believes in these radical policies. And then on the right, we have where we're saying we're going to do certain things that the left doesn't like. So the polarization of it is driving people to be like, well, what if neither of these things represent, or I'm so far one way that they're not listening and I have to take this next step. And it should never be that people get to that point. Maybe feel their reps are not representing them well enough. Like I said earlier, a lot of picking before the voters pick representation. In New Jersey, it happens on the left, but as a whole in our country, it happens, at the level for president is not it's not a popular vote. It's electoral college. We know in New Jersey, if I go out and I vote for the Republican president, New Jersey's not going to be represented by Republican, right? Because that's frustrating. So I think we need to relook at a lot of the, the rules that have actually been input into our society over the years and reevaluate some of them, because are we being truly represented? And, political are okay. And maybe we have larger populations and some have less representation. And then we have representatives from other states that have small populations, but they still have two Senate representatives, for instance. So I think we have to actually look at populations, and I think we have a popular vote.
Yeah, I mean,
this is a controversial view, but I'm also of the point that if John Thune is going to hold up the SAFE Act, that's 83% of Americans actually support, and not make progress as a Republican. We need to go somewhere where we're making progress, and we need to elect representatives that are ready to make progress.
I got you there. All right, so Seth, I wanted to go to you after this next clip, but I wanted to just say to people that are putting on there, I don't know who To Moon is. It says, how can anyone not like you? I don't know if you're talking about Dave or Hillary. And then Lady Murray says, Damon, you are too lovable not to like. Thank you for that. Appreciate it. So, but Murren's awesome. So, but Seth, I want to play this clip real quick, and then we'll talk about it.
To our top story, a federal judge under fire for apologizing to the suspect at the center of the White House Correspondents' Dinner shooting over his treatment while in custody. You heard me right. He apologized to him. And this is not the first time this judge has apologized to a defendant of the same nature. Judge Zia Faruqi has been under the national spotlight for some time now, with critics claiming he prioritizes criminals over the American.
So have at it, Seth. There's this guy.
I mean, is anybody surprised? I mean, look at the guy. He probably still lives in his mother's basement. He doesn't know what the real world's about. So he's apologizing for, oh, we're sorry we mistreated you, criminal. We know you're going to kill people, but you should be put up in the Hilton, in the suite, while someone pats your butt and tells you how special you are. There's no accountability in this country anymore, anywhere, for anyone. You can do anything you want, and you're going to have judges like this advocating for you. He should lose his judgeship simply for that. He's supposed to be the embodiment of justice, and justice is blind. He shouldn't care what's going on. He deals with facts. And even if he doesn't really deal with facts, he just listens to both sides of the case and then makes a determination. His input is pointless. It's meaningless. Nobody cares except him and his other little woke justice warriors. People like that make me sick. And as far as political violence in this country, it's being driven by the mouth-breathing, knuckle-dragger podcasters that are out there spewing hatred. Every other podcast they have. You got Tucker Carlson, when he's not molesting cats in the park, is causing violence, promoting violence. Then you got Candace, I belong in an insane asylum. What's her face? who thinks people will go to the mutant academies and stuff like that. And I blame people who listen to them, not them. They're hustlers. And if they can make money hustling, good, go for it. It's the idiots that listen to them, the low IQ, whose family tree grows straight like a weed, who listen to these people and then buy into everything they say and then bring it out into public. If someone calls somebody a Nazi enough times, these insane people who listen to these fools will go, hey, the guy's a Nazi. What's wrong with killing him? He's just a Nazi. We all know what Nazis do. So if I put a bullet in a Nazi, I'm a hero. Or he's a fascist, or he's a homophobe, or he's a racist. You say that enough, and these liberals who are insane, and I firmly believe liberals all suffer from a mental illness. I truly do. They don't see the world as it is. They see it as how they want it to be. And if you don't agree with that, you're the problem. But if you tell these lunatics enough that these people are dangerous, the president's dangerous, he's a Nazi, he's going to kill people, these people will act on it and think that they're doing the right thing. And then you have like I said, you get the talking heads of the podcasters, the twin guys who are usually selling cars are all spewing the same crap. They're backing up this rhetoric. And then these people act on it. It's not so much the politicians. They're just reacting to what they're hearing from these influencers, which I think is ridiculous. But these people listen to these people and then they go act on it. And then we're all shocked. We're all, oh my God, I can't believe they did that. Why did he go try to shoot that person? Have you listened to Tucker Carlson? Have you listened to Candace Owens? Have you listened to the Hodge twins? Have you listened to Nick Fuentes? Have you listened to any of those inbred mouth breathers? They spew hate and violence. That's all they do.
I have listened to them recently, and they're out. They lost their minds,
and they're making millions. So again, I don't blame them. They're hustlers. They're pimps, and they found their hoes. It's the people that listen to them that need to be looked at. They need to be investigated. They're more dangerous than the hustler. They're just trying to sell you something, and they found a buying crowd. It's the buyers you need to be worried about. Eventually, those guys, everything is cyclical. Those podcasters will disappear. It's inevitable. Change always happens. People will get tired of them, and they'll go away. They'll dry up and blow away, like my mother used to say. But until then, they spew enough BS, tinged with enough truth to hook the conspiracy nuts into them, and then they've got them. And then now you've got ticking time bombs, listening to these fools, taking direction from these fools. And we see what happens. They go out and try to kill people. It's until people wake up and realize just because you agree with something doesn't make it fact, we're going to be in trouble. It's that simple. You may like Tucker Carlson. I don't know why. But not everything he says. I mean, he's already been caught in how many lies? I mean, just flat out making stories up. And he still gets millions of dollars to do what he does. It's dangerous. It's dangerous.
I used to love Tucker Carlson. I really did.
I never did.
I did when he was on Fox. I liked him, but then I started looking after he got fired. I'm like, what the heck is going on?
You know who he reminds me of?
Caught in so many lies, like you said. Like I never.
You know who Tucker Carlson reminds me of? You ever watch What's Eating Gilbert Grape?
Yes.
Uh-huh.
And then you have Leonardo DiCaprio's character. Tucker Carlson is him grown up.
Who's that from? Can you imagine how great the world would be if they promote it?
There's no money in that, though. They don't make money trying to help people. They make money spewing hate.
It's from Merck. So yeah, I know. So I don't know. I was going to ask you a different question, but kind of I thought about something else. We'll go to you, Alexandra. But I've been seeing on X, so talking about the podcasters and stuff like that. Everyone has a voice on X and social media now and Facebook and all that. This was not part of this segment at all, but it just made me think about it. What is with all the alien videos that Trump is shaking hands with aliens and everything? What the heck is that? You know anything about that? Like, why is that trending so much? Because there's people out there that are believing it. I'm like, I know.
I know. I mean, I have friends that believe in that crap too. I mean, again, President Trump sees files that we don't see. You know, he sees a lot of, classified information that we are not allowed to see. So is there UFOs? I wouldn't say there's UFOs. Is there a flying object that's unusual to the norm? Possibly. But I mean, unless we literally go up there and see it or we quote encounter it, I mean, there's no real, in my opinion, evidence, or there isn't any validation to it. I had friends in Texas that were like nervous that like an alien was gonna like show up at their home. So like they bought like all these bulletproof vests and they bought all these rifles and they're like, we're getting ready in case that alien comes knocking on our door. And I'm just like, okay. And these are like hardcore conservatives, like farmers, like people that I thought had a brain. And I mean, they're smart people, but I was just like, it's a little whacked, It reminded me of like that, like E.T. or something extraterrestrial, like type of movie. But you know what? A lot of these directors, they make these movies, and some of them do predict the future. I always say to people, we started with the Flintstones, and now we're going to end up as the Jetsons. The AI technology is huge. They create movies like AI. They've created, Transformers. I mean, all these different movies that, I mean, if you see, it's being brought to fruition now with robots and so forth, and AI. And AI is really, really big right now. So it's interesting to me. It's interesting to me how all these, directors, they had an idea, but then like 30, 40, 50 years later, those ideas that are being implemented, we're seeing in real time. So that's really interesting. But I mean, President Trump, he'll play around with that idea for a while. Going back to the White House Correspondents' Dinner, because, as I'm a White House correspondent, I was invited to the dinner. I couldn't go. I'm glad I didn't go. I had a very bad feeling about President Trump even going. I will be going to the new one that they will be putting together in a month. But it's very interesting to me that if you really look at the videos, you'll see the incompetence of the Secret Service, and you will also see the incompetence of the local law enforcement. And that's on Mayor Bowser. Sean Curran is the head of Secret Service. What the hell? They had a bunch of guys shooting at the dude who was running, the guy, and he didn't get one bullet, not one bullet on his body. And that bothers me. The fact that he got into the Washington Hilton Hotel, the fact that he had time to open, this was in the lobby of the hotel, to open up the satchel full of the rifle, how he had enough time to put the rifle together before he ran through the metal detectors. That bothers me. That's very disturbing. Now, I was at the Washington Hotel during the inauguration. There was no Secret Service there. There was no security. People can go up and down, up and down, up and down. And nobody was held accountable. I mean, we were all conservatives in there, but still, it was right before an inauguration. Anything can happen. The security needs to be stronger. The local law enforcement needs to be better. This is very, very sad. And the fact, again, as a White House press corps, I go into that White House, I'm on that lawn. They had another attempted shooter that was close to J.D. Vance's motorcade inside, to the point where they had to tell the White House press corps that was outside to come inside to the briefing room because there was an active shooter that actually got into the White House lawn. That is a problem. Why is this happening? This is disgusting. I believe that there is inside. I believe that there is someone on the inside that is causing all this to happen. And it's a lot of pay to play, and we'll be investigating it. Barack Obama's hands are all over this. As you know, President Trump, he re-truthed about Barack Obama that he was next in line to possibly go to jail. So, Barack Obama is very concerned about this. James Comey, and his minions, and Brennan, they're all concerned and nervous. Susan Rice, Valerie Jarrett, they're all concerned and nervous. If they can take the President Trump out, they can take him out. They can take J.D. Vance out. Do it. To them, they're like, do it. So it's a real problem. It's a real problem with the security that we're having. The fact that, again, that we weren't allowed to have the White House press corps in the new White House ballroom. The fact that a liberal judge halted the ballroom, they did that on purpose to put many, many lives, almost 2,000 lives, in danger a couple weekends ago. So thank God that the ballroom is being it's in the process of being built up, and hopefully we will have the White House Press Corps Association dinner at that new ballroom. But again, the insiders, I'm telling you, there's someone inside that is causing a lot of damage and causing a lot of problems for the president, vice president, and so forth. And it's very scary, and it really needs to be heavily investigated.
All right. Well, now you just scared me. I'm officially dropping out of the race right now because I don't get killed. No, I'm joking. I'm joking, everyone. Still vote for me. So Hillary, I want to go to you for the last question in this segment. No, what do you think that the media has their hand in this too? How do you think we recover from it? How do you think we? I mean, I know I mentioned earlier that's why we do this podcast, because we want to get the truth out there, like the actual truth, and not be. I mean, of course, I'm biased, Republican, and we are biased towards our views. But how do we get the media to stop like just demonizing people? Then
Well, I remember growing, I remember it being and as well as it is now. I mean, some of they say on mainstream media, and I mean, it's not just CNN, it's not just MSNBC, it's Fox, it's all of them, and there's cursing, they're showing the worst possible images, and it's like, as a mother, you don't want that on your kids. You're like, but I don't remember being sheltered from the news. So I believe that, what's happened is an escalation of, the type of things that are showing there. And right now, extremism is selling. It's really, detrimental to, America's mental health whole, I would say. So how do we get out of it? Is we go back to basics and basic decency. And, say, yeah, this might be a story, but like, think about it's going to be on American TVs all over. And maybe we should be considerate of, the audience and children growing up in our country seeing this. They're already exposed to it, on their phones and they're getting phones earlier ages. And it's something, we can't, always make sure that they can't see type of thing, but we can do better to put out, like this podcast. There was a couple cursors on here. No, I'm just kidding. What I'm saying is, from New Jersey, there is a lot of curse actually, but
I just want to say
we have to do
better.
better.
I normally don't curse, but yeah, I just want to say I normally don't curse, but I had to at that one moment. Now Seth can curse because he's a sailor. He's okay.
Yeah. Yeah, no.
Oh, I don't I don't say the F word. Like Megyn Kelly with her whore mouth. Like honestly, the women that are the whores of the media, like Candace Owens and Megyn Kelly, they will say the F word multiple times. And I will call them whores because I know they are. And whore is not a curse word either. Yeah. But the whores of the media, those women that screwed their way to the top, they will say the F word and other words because they feel they can. But I don't say that word.
And I mean, you have freedom of speech, right? Like, is that, in a professional way?
Well, yeah, of course. But the different, you're right. But there's a difference between being on Fox News and then being on a podcast in our own network. So Fox News, they limit people.
I'll just say the views and opinions do not represent everyone on this podcast. And so the disclaimer that they play on 90.1. So the people that are not running for Congress, so
hey, I've been clean so far. I'm impressed with myself.
Yeah, no, I mean, look, like at the end of it, no one is like claiming that they don't, like, I'm not claiming I don't like curse in my like regular life. Like if I stub my toe, like I'm gonna curse probably. Like, but I'm saying that, mainstream media should be doing better. And, some of the podcasters that are out there they're so divisive, and the language they use is they're saying Nazi, they're just name calling. And it's like, at the end, you should be focusing on policy and changing things that really matter for constitutional republic. And that's not what's happening. A divide here, look over there. Everything's broken. It's like need to selecting different representatives, get the ones who've been sitting in there for 7 years pressing them out, and put some new innovative ideas and people who are willing to, change rules and put up good representation for the so.
No, I hear you there. Absolutely. And before we're about to take our next break real quick, but I just want to tell you that we were on another network before, and we decided to build this network for a different reason, and we left it because of the things that they decided to show, and it was the things that they showed. We thought it desensitized people. When they look at it, it was normal. They made it normal, and that's what a lot of people see nowadays. And you see all this garbage, and it was a bad thing that happened, but we didn't want to show it. We didn't want to, everyone could see it. They could find it if they want, but we didn't want to show it on our podcast or on the network. We thought it was not right, and so that's why parted ways with that and started our own network with Seth and Alexandra and our wonderful producer, other Damon. So, but yeah, so that's the problem, because people were so used to seeing this horrible stuff on TV. And you look at everybody now. The Democrats, Republicans do it too. Everyone thinks it's cool to curse now. I don't care. I'm in construction. I'll curse all day long, but I don't do it from my kids. You know what I mean? My kids aren't watching this podcast. And they're not.
I don't curse in my everyday life. Hey, I'm in a room with a bunch of Hasidic rabbis with payas and tzitzis. I can't curse in front of them. And I'm dealing with a bunch of women with wigs on their heads. They should be cursing because they're getting alopecia from wearing their wigs. But I'd be cursing.
So, with that,
that's why I don't wear a wig. I don't want alopecia. Sorry.
Yeah, this is a wig here. So.
Mine here.
So, all right, we're gonna take a quick break, and we'll come right back.
Welcome to America's Pulse Network. This is APN's very own White House correspondent, Alexandra Levine.
This is so amazing and miraculous. We've never had a president in the history of our nation doing this. And we hope to God that he continues doing this forever and ever. Thank you. God bless you, everybody. And God bless President Trump.
And God bless you.
Hello, everyone. This is Alexandra Levine with the America's Pulse Network. I am the White House correspondent right here in the heart of D.C. as President Trump is celebrating 250 years of America and the military.
Subscribe and follow America's Pulse Network on the above social medias.
All right, everyone, welcome back. Thank you. Everyone that's still watching, thanks for staying tuned in. You can still ask questions. I see Lady Mer just put up a link. That was a good segment. We don't need to curse. Keep it clean. We will, Mer. I promise. I'll try. I can't guarantee Seth. I can't guarantee for myself either. It just happens. It slips out sometimes. But we'll try. But so this one is Iran, oil, and economic warfare. So I want to play his first clip. Let's roll this, and then we'll start talking about it.
We're not taking that for granted. Suffice it to say that think about it this way. Everybody needs to think about it this way. If Iran had a nuclear weapon, and they decided to close the straits and make our gas prices like $9 a gallon or $8 a gallon, we wouldn't be able to do anything about it because they have a nuclear weapon. And a nuclear-armed Iran could do whatever the hell they want with the straits, and there's nothing anyone would be able to do about it. And that's one of the many reasons, apart from the massive loss of life in a nuclear strike, why Iran can never have a nuclear weapon. So this is an example of, if they had a nuclear weapon, they closed the straits and they would tell the world, what are you going to do about it? We have a nuclear weapon. We can attack you with it. That's the world none of us want to leave behind. It won't happen under this president's watch, but some future president and and the future Americans will have to deal with this. So just one more example of why these guys can never be allowed to have.
No, I'll go to you, Seth. Ain't that the effing truth? So, but no, seriously, you served before. Do you take out how serious this is Iran situation?
They've been beating their chest for 47 years. We're going to do this. I don't think, number one, everyone needs to understand that they do not own the strait. They have no legal ownership. They can't enforce anything in the strait. And that needs to be made very clear to them. I don't know why we refer to it as Iran's strait, or Iran can do this with their strait. It is not their strait. And for years, we've been giving them that privilege of letting them call it that. Now they think it's theirs. We've created that monster. The first time they said, well, this is our strait, we're shutting it down, we should have parking lot of that country without a warning, without all the bluster, we're going to come. They should have just done it. Getting rid of Iran would be a blessing to the world.
Well,
most of the terrorist organizations in the world would disappear because their money would be gone. That's where all their money comes from. We have not finished with Iran enough. We're leaving them too much now. And I'm telling you, mark my words, in 5 years, we're going to be right back here again with them pulling the same bullshit, wanting to run the straits, telling everybody what they can and can't do, and bothering the rest of the world because we don't have the balls to finish it off now. Well, we need to finish it off.
One follow-up question for you, Seth, because like I said, you served, and thank you for your service. Appreciate it. One thing, I'll make a statement first. So Iran, they're violating international law by putting mines in the Straits of Hormuz. So that's violating international law. But you saw all the Iranians that are against, they were against the Ayatollah, and they were protesting. They were mowing them down. It was 40-some thousand people that they killed. What do you think? We don't want troops on the ground. I don't. I hope
we don't need troops.
And I don't want to just annihilate a country. All these people that live there. I mean, get rid of their leadership. Sure, I'm good with that. But what do you think about arming? Because they have no guns over there. What about arming the citizens?
Look what happened in Afghanistan. We armed them, and all of a sudden they're attacking the rest of the world. No. Don't give them weapons. What they like today, they're going to hit.
No, I heard somebody bring up today. That's why I was asking the question.
No, that's the stupidest thing in the world because that part of the world changes allegiances every Tuesday. They like us today. Next week they're going to hate us, and then the week after that they're going to hate Britain. Then they're going to hate somebody else. And if we give them weapons, it won't be just talking. They'll try to act on it. Don't arm them. It's like it's. Think of it as a child throwing a tantrum.
I was more thinking about
let them get it out of their system, but don't give them anything. Because if you give them stuff that just, we can do more. If I scream and yell more, they'll give me more stuff. Don't give them anything. Okay. And everyone says, well, there's Iranians here that don't like the regime. And that's true. I believe that. And they've risen up. And when I say annihilate the country, I don't mean the country. I don't mean the geographical country of Iran annihilated. I mean, kill the leadership. Kill them. Like the guy that's talking for the Iranian government now. Kill him. And the guy steps up behind him. Kill him. They're just doing what they had to do to rearm and get supplies. Oh, yeah, okay, America, we're going to listen to you. Yeah, we'll do the peace plan. Sure. And in 5 years, we're going to be right back here again. They're going to be holding the strait hostage, holding countries hostage, killing their own people again, because unless you annihilate that leadership, down to the janitor that cleans the palaces. If you leave anybody in that regime alive now, it'll rebuild in 5 to 6 years. And they're going to be doing the same exact. You have to kill them all with prejudice. We don't need to put boots on the ground. We have the finest Navy in the world and the finest Air Force in the world. In 20 minutes, if we really wanted to, in 20 minutes, we could end this all. Yeah. We could. And I'm not talking nuke. I'm just talking with what we have conventional. We could end this in 20 minutes if that's really what they wanted to do.
Of course we could. If we could do it.
But we're just kicking the can down the road.
I'm just going to do next. Alexandra. But I'm going to play devil's advocate here. Did you ever see that movie, The Kingdom? Jamie Foxx.
Yeah.
Hillary. Did you ever see that movie?
The Kingdom. Which movie? The Kingdom.
No. The Kingdom with Jamie Foxx. Basically, so what it was.
No.
There was a terrorist attack, and it attacked. I think they worked for the FBI, and they were stationed over there, and they blew a huge hole in the ground, killed a lot of their coworkers in the FBI. They went over there. They found the terrorists. They killed them, and they hated them, and terrorists hated them. Obviously, listen. I'm not advocating for them at all, not one bit. Kill them all. If they want to kill Americans, go in there and kill them all. But one thing that got me at the end of the movie and was when the scumbag, evil terrorist in the end, his grandson was there when they finally killed him, and he whispered in his ear, to I forget the exact words. It was like, kill the infidel or whatever it was. Revenge for him. So that little kid, he's young. Their brains aren't. They're still processing stuff. They're still growing. That one kind of hit me a little bit. I'm like, man. I said, when's it going to stop? because that kid just saw his grandfather, even though his grandfather was an evil person, that wanted death to America and all this stuff, but that's all he knew was his grandfather. And when he saw him get killed in the end, and his grandfather whispered to him, I don't know. I mean, what do you think about that? Because I don't even know how to end something like this. Like, how do you end? And this is a tough question for you. I'm sorry to put it on you, but what do you think about that? Like that? Like, yeah, should we go in and just boom, annihilate them all? But there are innocent people over there, and people that want to liberate their country. Seems like the Cubans too. And
right. So $100 billion is a lot of money. It's a lot of money to spend on a war overseas. And military service lives of the United States are worth a lot more than that, in my opinion. Do you believe that we have technology that could prevent in this type of situation, and that we should be using that? I think that we should not be in the business of nation building unless it's our own nation. Typically, in our conflicts in the Middle East, that has been the case. And then we had green on blues, that would come back over here and claim refugee asylum status and then kill us anyway. After we, with them to help them save their country. So I think that we need it from an economic standpoint. And I mean, just think about what $100 billion could do if it was put back into our communities in the United States. And I also think that we have to, be cognizant of national security, but I believe it should be precision strikes. I believe it should be quick in and out, that we shouldn't have prolonged conflicts because we have technology to not have prolonged conflicts. And no, we shouldn't be arming them. We shouldn't be sending them anything. If they're going to further their country, taking out their leadership is one thing, and then they fight. And we can't, continue in giving them all these things. We need to have a robust military ourselves, because when we look at the key players in geopolitics, Iran, yes, is a threat if they get a nuclear weapon, but there are bigger threats. So I think that we need to really be cognizant when it comes to using military action and on the ground and reinvest some of that money first. And if we are using it to, take out leadership that is producing nuclear weapons and they're chanting death to America, well, then we should do it quickly and get in and out.
What's a bigger threat than a religious zealot country with a nuclear weapon? I'm curious.
That
has in their constitution to wipe out another country.
Right. There's two other, major superpowers in the world, I would say, when you think about hegemony, like China, Russia.
Russia's busy. They're broke. Russia's got they couldn't fight off a cold now. I'm not worried about Russia for the next 15, 20 years. They're so depleted because of Ukraine. Not worried about them. China's focused on Taiwan. They don't want anything to do with anything else. My concern is a religious zealot with a nuclear bomb who is committed to wiping Israel off the map. And it's not going to stop at Israel. That's what everybody thinks. It's just going to be Israel.
Right.
They want the world.
Well, I look, at the end of the day, if Israel was not there, right? Who would they be attacking? They would be attacking us. So
yeah,
that's a reality. Most people don't want to admit, but that's the truth. But at the same time, we need to be cognizant of how we are dealing with these threats. I don't think, a nuclear bomb, whole region right now is the right way. I think that there, and look, there's a lot of statements that came out of the administration that maybe are, taken at face value that were disturbing to a lot of Americans, saying, Should he be posting this on his social media, or should he just be saying it to the regime? So when you joke about killing a whole, area of people, I'm not saying that he was joking about it, but what I'm saying is, maybe social media wasn't the outlet for that. Maybe, our diplomatic things need a little bit more care.
I agree with that. Like the Trump is very brass, and we all know that. And I know what he meant by it. He doesn't want to wipe out an entire population, but he just came out. His way of peace through strength is way different than Ronald Reagan's, because he actually just comes out and says it in social media,
right.
And I'll post it out there. I know he did it as a threat. Sometimes, maybe Trump doesn't think about how's this going to go over. Maybe he's like, you know what? I don't care how it goes over. You know what? I'm turned out in a couple of years. So what? I'm going to say it and scare the hell out of them, because FAFO. And I agree with that type of strategy. But yes, saying something like that's the only thing. But it fuels the left so much. Like they feed off it. And I'm like, dude, like, he didn't have to really put that on social media. Just tell, like you said, tell the regime, tell the Ayatollahs, this is what's going to happen to you. But that's what we got. We got Trump. So I got to say, you know what? I'll take that over Kamala. I guess so. But I know you got to go pretty soon.
Well, I want to comment on that. Damon, he did tell the Ayatollahs, and he did tell the Islamic regime, and he's been telling them every single day.
Well, no, he did, but he said wipe out an entire nation, or
he said, we'll wipe out the entire power grid. But what he's also doing is because he talks with the former president Reza Pahlavi, who I saw at CPAC, and it was like an Iranian for Trump thing in CPAC, and it was very interesting to see the old Iranian flag next to an Israeli flag next to an American flag. That's what I saw, and I stood with these Iranians for Trump and Iranians for Israel, and what Reza said and what the president is saying is they're pushing the Iranian people to take back their country, to take it back, and they're not doing it, and that's the problem. And on the other end, President Trump has been in coordination with the quote heads of power up in Iran, and they're telling him one thing, and then the other minute they're doing something else. And Israel, of course, is very much involved in this. Netanyahu and him talk on a daily basis. Netanyahu is giving him the briefings. He's giving him the central intelligence, everything that's going on, and saying, they're doing this, President Trump. We got to counter here. We got to do this. So there's a lot of people in power in a lot of places that are going on right now. And the thing is, Netanyahu has come here 5 times. And he said, we're just Israel. Like, we're a small country the size of New Jersey. They don't really want us necessarily. Yes, they do. But they really want to kill a bigger country. They want to kill Americans. They want to kill Canada. They want to kill countries that have a population of Christians and Jews and Christian Muslims as well. So, to say that, the threat isn't here in America, it is here. We have massive terrorists that have come into this country. They were the ones that formed the pro-Hamas and the pro-Palestinian rallies that were on college campuses, and they're still here. I mean, where Seth and I am in Maryland, where I'm in Montgomery County, there is tons and tons of terrorist organizations. CARE's headquarters, their terrorist organization, they're in DC, and they're not wiped out yet. That's a problem. That's a huge problem. So we do need to continue working over there, working with our biggest ally, Israel, because again, if this is the truth, if Iran obtains a nuclear weapon, they will be bombing not only Israel, but be bombing America and other big populations of people. And that is the truth. And that's what people don't understand when they're like, America first. That's what this alt-right damn people, they don't understand. We must stand and support our biggest ally. We can't be the Marjorie Taylor Greens of the world anymore. Like, this is enough. And when you run for Congress, when you are a congresswoman or man, and Damon knows this, you're working on the federal level. What do you think is the biggest thing on the federal level? Is foreign
foreign.
Must acknowledge a foreign policy of Israel because we do a lot of things with Israel, and that's the truth. You can't scream America first, America first. Work on the federal level with your biggest state. That's what I want to say to the under, that we all have to understand. And I know Seth agrees with me on this.
No, of course. I do too at the same time. But I was.
Thank you. And I hope, Hillary, you agree with me on this too.
Well,
because it's very, very
true. I mean,
Yeah,
I think
so,
it's FAF.
The Senate is more involved in actually foreign policy than the House.
Yeah, that's not
but at the House level, obviously we do have a lot of foreign partnerships, and that is how America has been able to last for 250 years in July, is our partnerships and our allies. And we do have to understand that overseas kids are raised from very little to chant death to America, and it is a problem. And I do see Israel as an ally 100%.
good.
So,
Everyone here?
well, yeah. So anyway, sorry. I was just texting my wife to shut the dog up because the dog is kind of crazy upstairs. I don't know if everybody can hear it out there. But
My dog was barking too.
Yes. But
And that's something you're not allowed to have over there in Iran, Ayatollah, right? No
That's
dogs
true.
allowed.
Yeah.
no dogs? What in Iran?
It's dirty. It's considered unclean.
What do you mean?
What?
Dogs
I
are like to me like the most American thing. Like, I love dogs.
So what? So will they? So what would they do if a dog was over there? Would they kill it or something?
Yeah, it's considered unclean. It's dirty. You can't be near it. Can't touch it. It's unclean. I can't remember the.
Mother, we're sending the dog to Iran. I'm joking. I love my dog. He's a pain in the butt. So, all right, we're going to take another quick break, and we'll get to this in the next segment. So, I'm glad she didn't hear me. She's probably watching, though.
Here come the emails. I know that, right?
It was a joke. So, but let's take another quick break and then finish out the last segment, and we'll go from there.
Hey, it's great to be on with you. This is a great podcast. It's a lot of fun, and it's informative, and it's real information. It's none of the frills and none of the nonsense that you hear on the legacy media, just telling the story of what's happening right now. It's what I do with my newsletter that I get out to anybody who wants to see it. It's what you're doing with this podcast. America needs to know what the real deal is, and you're the real deal.
So, Seth just said Peter's on the phone right now.
They are.
So this one, I'll start with I guess Alexandra dropped off.
Yeah, she had to go. She's got a trip. That's to pack.
Yeah. So, but Hillary, I'll go to you first with this one because this is about New Jersey, the race to save New Jersey. Is it savable? Do you think we're going to be able to save it, New Jersey?
Yes, 100%. I would say 100% we're going to be able to save New Jersey. I'm never going to give up on New Jersey. I grew up here. This is, my home state, and it is the garden state. And I think the first thing we do to save New Jersey is bring back gardening, bring back, green space. And I really feel that, maybe this year that voters are just kind of like fed up and, are literally just saying, we just want a new representative, a new face, new ideas, innovative ideas, and, someone who we feel truly represents us. So I do feel New Jersey is savable. Yeah, 100%.
So do I, or else I wouldn't be running, and I know you wouldn't be either. I was kind of a, open-ended question because I knew you were going to say anyway. But I just think that, New Jersey families, that they're being squeezed, from every direction. Taxes, housing, inflation, and people are starting to ask the political establishment if they even understand what normal families are going through anymore. And Seth, I mean, I know Maryland is very similar. It's like, these elected officials, it seems like they don't care. I mean, Van Drew, the guy that was on my podcast, he does. No, I'm not saying him. Van Drew's a great guy. I love him.
Right.
So, but I'm just saying, but the majority of them, we're a very, very blue state, and they don't care. The only thing they care about is dangling the carrot in voters' faces right before the election, and they lie to them. And then energy bills go up, and taxes go up, and everything up, and they're hollowing out the middle class. I don't know how it is in Maryland. I'm pretty sure it's the same.
It is. It is. I don't know how it is in Jersey to what I'm about to say, so I can only speak for Maryland when I'm talking about this. But the only way that things are going to change in Maryland is if the Republican Party, the committees and the big guys get off their ass and actually start to promote and recruit people who can do the job and who are conservative. In Maryland, all the parties are worried about is getting into the newspapers, getting into holiday parties, being invited to the big events of the year. They don't care about anything else. And the idiots, Republicans in Maryland, support that. We had a governor, Dan Cox, ran the last election cycle for governor. The Republican Party gave money to his Democratic person running against him. They promoted the Democrat nominee. The Republican governor campaigned for the Democrat nominee for governor. And the idiots lined up to give the Republican Party their money. They couldn't give it to him fast enough. The Republican Party in Maryland, again, I can't speak for Jersey. The Republican Party in Maryland is a joke, and we will never change because they are eunuchs. They have been circumcised, not circumcised. They've been clipped, and they don't have the will to fight anymore. They just want to go to parties. They want to get by and get along. They don't want to push a candidate that can do the job. So no, Maryland will never change until the Republican Party is burnt to the ground and built back up with conservatives, people who actually know what it means to have to live paycheck to paycheck, who aren't worried about going to parties, who aren't worried about getting in the interviews in the newspapers, who are worried about rolling their sleeves up, getting into the ditch and doing work. And that's not going to happen in Maryland. Heck, we have a guy running in my county who wants to be on the Central Committee who's attacking Republican candidates. And he wants to be on the committee that promotes Republicans. We have another person running for the committee who was caught stealing on video. Caught stealing. It's there. And they're still like, oh, yeah, sure, she could be on the Central Committee. She's a great person. She's a thief. And if you're a thief, you're a liar. But this is what Maryland considers Republican. And if that's how it is in Jersey, you've got an uphill battle. It's going to be rough. It's going to be tough. And it's going to be decades before you see a change. And if it's like that in Jersey, stop giving money to the Republican Party if you're a citizen. Give it to the candidate directly. Don't go through the party. Don't go through committees. Go right to the candidate like these two here and go, here's my money. Or how can I help you? Let me give you my time. Let me go door knocking for you. Let me go hand out literature. Stop going through the Republican Party. They are not, because you'll never know if these two get the money you give them. They might put it towards the next Christmas party. You don't know.
Yep.
The Republican Party's a joke.
Oh, there he goes. Came back.
So give it right to the candidates. In Jersey, in Maryland, in any state, go right to the candidate, give them your money. And if that upsets the Republican Party, keep doing it. Because they're upset, not because you're doing that, it's because they're not getting the money. That's what upsets them. They can't fund their stupid little pet projects anymore.
Yeah, you're right about that, Seth. You are absolutely right. And Hillary, I'll tell you that is going to change in New Jersey because we're going to do that, and all the other candidates that I'll talk about at the end of this, because we're coming up at the end of the show. We're going to change that. And I don't know if you know, the county committees, they can't give to federal candidates. They can only give $1,000 every 2 years to one federal candidate.
Well, that's ridiculous.
Say, for instance, Camden County. I cover all of Camden County. They can give me $1,000, and they can't give it to another federal candidate for another 2 years. So it's just the way it's under Title 19 laws. It sucks, but you know, still they can help out in other ways, and that's what we need.
Time is more valuable than cash. They can do
it. Yeah, so that's why I only brought that up, Seth, because you said donate directly to the candidate. That's the way federal candidate is going to raise money if they donate directly to the candidate. So, Hillary, we're coming up on the end here. I want to talk about a couple other things. I said I would talk about Convention of States and then talk about the other candidates. So I just want to go to you before we get to that part. Tell people where to find you, where your website, how to donate to you.
Sure. So it's www.Herzig for Congress, and it's FOR for Congress.com. You can go on there and click donate. You can actually go on the WinRed site and type in my name, and my name is right there. or you can scan this QR code and you can go right to my website as well. I do have a fundraiser coming up on June 17th. It is going to start around 7:30. And I am getting all the details put together for that. There should be a flyer out soon. So save the date. And I hope that everyone in New Jersey will join us. This is a fundraiser that, the funds are going to go directly, from my campaign to book the fundraiser. And then if you are able to attend and give a donation, it will go towards, obviously getting the word out that I'm running for election, because going up against someone who's been in there for 37 years, he already has name recognition. No one knows who I am. So getting my name out there, sharing myself on social media, and, just bringing back real representation to New Jersey's 6th district is what I'm about. So thank you.
So, all right. Well, listen, I just tried to scan a QR code. I just want to let my producer know it wasn't popping up on my phone. I don't know if it's in all one.
Yeah, I did. I tried for her too. It said couldn't connect or something like that.
Yeah, so I'll have to update that one. I'll have to check mine when it comes up as well. But
Okay.
we'll yell at our man behind the curtain after this is over.
The puppet master.
No, he does a great job with all this stuff, and I appreciate all of it. So, all right. Well, with this, I want to bring up the Convention of States. So that's coming up. Now, this is happening. This is Lady Mern that's been on here. She's involved with the Convention of States. And so Convention of States is gathering at the Capitol to let our voices heard on the 250th of America's birthday. We come together as our founders did before us to keep this country. I'm reading what she wrote me, so I apologize. So we have speakers from legislator that support giving the power back to the people, which is always a good thing. People will be dressed as our forefathers. Really, they're going to have Mern to be dressed as the forefathers, Uncle Sam, etc. That's pretty cool. All right. So they're just asking for 250 people to show up and support the movement. And Convention of States is the legal way to fix our great nation. And if you guys, don't want to get into it. If you go to conventionofstates.com and you sign a petition, click on the rally, invite to register. We also have a tour of the Capitol right afterwards. Click that link and register for that. So it's going to be a fun time. And Mern says, hope to see you there. So if you don't know, a lot of people don't know what Convention of States is, but if any listeners out there, just look it up. And right there's a QR code. Hopefully that one works. I'm sure it does. But yeah, so it's an important thing. It's like, I think, was it 30? It takes 34 states, I believe.
35, I think.
35? Okay.
I think.
Yeah, so all listeners out there, go look it up and see what it's about. It's a very important thing. It's another backdoor that our forefathers put in there to make sure that we stay grounded and no government gets too big. Mern 34. I was right. See? Yes, Mern. Thank you, Mern. I was right. You told me that, so that's how I know. But yeah, so we have that, and then we're going to go into the candidates that are running in New Jersey. And
are you speaking at it?
No, I don't know, Mern. Am I?
You should be. Why the hell not?
So I wasn't.
Both of you should be speaking there.
So I don't know. We'll see. We'll see what Lady Mern says. But other than that, I do have a fundraiser as well, May 17th at the Sons of Italy, and it's from 1 to 4 p.m. in Paulsboro. And so May 17th is my fundraiser. I have it out there on social media. I'll put it up on the next podcast again too as well. Hopefully, my buddy Congressman Andrew comes. He said he will be there if he does not have to be in D.C. at the time. So I'll know that soon. So Leroy said, I thought you were working. So yeah, maybe I'm working that day. So who knows? Maybe I'll make it. Thanks for the live action and the live chat there. So these are the candidates that are running in New Jersey. Very important to get out there and vote. Some are not being primaried. He is being primary, Justin Murphy.
He's a good guy.
I support Justin Murphy 100%. I'll be out there and vote for him. He's running for U.S. Senate. So make sure we get out and vote for him in this primary, because he will be a great U.S. Senator. Next, who's this guy? Wow, I don't know about that guy. So that's me, Damon Galdo for Congress. So you go on my website, vote damongaldo.com. I just want to check this real quick, see if my QR code works. Mine works. So, all right, we gotta fix yours, Hillary. All right, so let's go. To the next one. That's Van Drew, good friend of my great congressman, very down to earth, good guy, and somehow he has the weirdest gift to remember everyone's name. I don't know how he does. He meets somebody for like the first time and sees them a year later and remembers that. Long story. I'll get into that later. So, next. We have Jason Cullen in CD3. Jason Cullen's been on here multiple times. You guys have heard what we have to say. There's his QR code. Let me see. Let me just.
His code works.
It does? Okay.
Yeah, I just checked it.
Man, Hillary, you got done dirty with your code. I don't know what's going on there.
You find me on WinRed. Look me up on WinRed.
Yeah, there you go. So, all right. Next up, we have Chris Smith here as well. So I haven't got a chance to talk to Chris Smith. I said this before. I haven't. This is someone I haven't been able to talk to in a while. That's running District 6. I don't know. Now it's Hillary Herzig. So I don't know if this QR code works.
It does.
That one does. Okay, so maybe there's something wrong with the first one. So everyone,
let me try
there
again
you
just to
go.
make sure.
There you go. Okay.
So all right, great. Hillary is awesome. Hillary, thank you for coming on tonight. Thank you for running. Thank you for putting all the work that you've been putting in. You are a beast in the game, I will tell you. So
Thank you. Thank you for having me.
And I didn't cuss just because you were here.
Yeah. And we have Tom King Jr. So make sure we get out and vote for him as well. Then Tiffany Burris. Tiffany, if you're watching this at all, or you see this, you got to come on. You know, I know you missed the last one. You couldn't come on, but definitely vote for Tiffany Burris. She's a good woman, and I'll have her on soon on the podcast. Lady Mern said you did great, Hillary. What about me, Mern? So no.
Thank
we have
you.
Carmen Bugo, obviously District 10. Make sure we get out to vote for him. Oh, this is that he lost already. So that was just part of the year. We had this from before. And then Greg Miller.
No, he's gonna have another one though. He's gonna go up again.
Oh, he is going up again? Okay.
Yeah, because that was just a special election. She has to run again.
Yeah, it was a special election.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. I apologize for that. Yeah. but here we have Greg Miller in 12. He's running in 12. He's an awesome guy. He's pretty funny too.
Greg is a good guy.
Make sure you get out for him.
All those QR codes work now.
Okay.
Thank you.
All right. Cool. Great. All right. So, Tim Fazenbaker. Tim is the man. Tim's been on the podcast.
Yeah.
He was on the Pulse a lot. He hasn't been on in a while, but because he's busy, he's campaigning. But Tim is an awesome guy. I mean, he's just a stand-up guy. There's nothing else I can say about him. And he's dedicated, and he's running. What town in Maryland is it?
Baltimore County.
Baltimore County. Okay.
Yeah.
So
he's a good guy. He's got a great head of hair.
I know. I'm jealous.
I am too. I mean,
I'm sure you are too.
It's like God touched his head.
So, all right. Well, other than that, these are other candidates.
Mayor, I think she's in Baltimore County too.
Oh yeah, you can handle for Alexandra because I don't know the rest. So, as he runs through them, if you know them.
I could be wrong, but I know it's Baltimore. I'm thinking Baltimore County. I think she's running for like chair. If Alexandra likes her, she's a good person. Alexandra's pretty picky, so if she's endorsing her, sorry, I don't know that guy, but if he's a conservative, I'll back him up, and I mean conservative, not kind of wishy-washy. I mean, if he's a conservative, I would definitely endorse him. I mean, remember, always vote for the most conservative person on the ballot. Always. You can't go wrong with that. So, yeah, I'm assuming, again, if she's backing him up, He's a very smart guy. There was they had a town hall with all the Board of Education members, and he was there, and all the other people who were running were like reading scripts where you could tell they were repeating something they had memorized. This dude was shooting from the hip and blew them all out of the water. Just a very smart man, knows exactly what he wants to do with education, which is very little. Let the kids learn, stop pushing all the social justice crap in their face, get back to like reading, writing, math, let them focus on that, and everything else will take care of itself. He's definitely got my endorsement. He's a smart guy, very good, very personable, very intelligent. I don't know anything about Ohio except the Buckeyes. That's it. And I'm a Notre Dame man, so I can't help you with Ohio. We got Virginia.
Yeah, someone that Alexandra's working with.
Yeah, again, if she's working with them, they're conservative. She's not gonna work with people who are like middle of the road or wishy-washy. And he's got a great hair too. Him and Tim, I don't know what it is.
He just got a haircut.
He just got a haircut, and he's telling everybody because he looks like MacGyver. Remember MacGyver?
Yeah.
He had the mullet, and he's like, everyone's telling me to trim my hair up, and he got it trimmed up, and he gave it his last speech. So I just got a haircut.
MacGyver's the guy to make a nuclear bomb with spit, bird poop, and dirt, right? If you mix them all together the right way, you could have like a bomb or something.
He was actually got caught on a hot mic when I was producing and live streaming and giving this speech at the last event we had in Long Branch. And I mean, caught on a hot mic. It was funny. I didn't know how I was setting it up. I was on the phone with our great producer, and I was using someone else's phone because my phone was the camera. And then he was doing testing. He's testing Justin Murphy, and he's like, "I got my hair cut." And it didn't even start yet, but it was on there. So he called me and said, "I heard that." I'm like, "Yeah, I didn't even know we were live at the time." So
nothing wrong with that. Now, if I were on a hot mic, that'd probably be the end of the campaign for me.
Probably, yeah.
Get him out of here. Get him out of here.
Yeah. So, all right. Well, Seth, as always, thank you for coming on the Pulse. As always, Hillary, thank you for coming on. I know we can be a little bit crazy sometimes, but we all have good intentions. So, and we like to have fun. That's what it's all about. If we don't make it fun, then what's the point? So,
nice meeting you, Seth, and thank you for your service.
Oh, you're welcome. And you're married to an Army guy, right? Ex-Army?
Yep, 12 November.
Tell him thank you for his service, and then I won't hold it against him that he wasn't in the Navy. Not everybody can be in the Navy. I understand it.
There's a saying, but I won't say it.
There's a cutoff. There's definitely a cutoff in the Navy.
So, all right. Lady Mertz, a great show, guys. Thanks, guys. Thank you, Vern. You've been all over, in the chat. Thank you.
Yeah, she has.
So, but all right. So we're going to sign out from here and play the song. Hillary, I'm going to make you one of these too. I made one for Jason. So we got to.
Okay. Thank you.
Get that one together.
Thank you.
It's a good thing. Trust me, it's a good thing.
Thank you.
All right, everyone, signing off. Have a good one. Thank you.
Have a good night. Thank you.
Yeah. This one's for New Jersey. For every working family that's had enough. Name's Damon Galdo. And I'm just getting started. Job site dust to the streets of the shore. Steel-toed boots, yeah, I know what I'm working for. Middle class hurting, every bill going up. While suits in D.C. say, man, just trust us. I'm a builder by trade, put my sweat in the ground. Now I'm building up hope for my hometown. Jersey's my home, blue-collar soul. I don't make excuses, I get it done, that's all I know. I felt the pressure, I've lived that grind, trying to give your kids a better life. I won't forget where I came from, man, cause I'm built by work. I'm built by working hands, fighting for working families. Not a career man who forgot what hard work means. They talk real big, but nothing ever changes. While Jersey keeps drowning in the same old pain, I'll build a future strong for our kids in this land. I'm Damon Galdo, built by working hands. Yeah. Donald Norcross been there, yeah. after year. Same old story while the struggle's still here. Claims he's for workers, but look around town. Rent sky high, grocery bills breaking us down. Where's the relief for the middle class grind? Cause all I see is folks falling behind. I ain't got decades in some DC chair. I got skin in the game, cause my family's here. Yeah, they had their time, they had their shot. And tell me, Jersey, what have we got? It's time for change, time for a stand, time for a work, and not another plan, not another plan, not another plan. Yeah! I'm built by working hands, fighting for working families. Not some suit who sold you fantasy. We waited long enough, it's time to demand a future built by honest hands. For Jersey strong, for this great land. I'm Damon, Galdo, built by working hands. Yeah, this ain't left, this ain't right. This is fight for what's right. For every mom working double shifts, every dad praying they don't miss. I'm running for my kids, running for yours, for a state that deserves so much more. Not talk, that's the plan. Let's build it back with a working man. For our children's dreams, for a better way. I'll fight for Jersey every day. No empty words, I'll take the stand. Cause I'm built by work. Yeah, I'm built by working hands, fighting for working families. While the old guard keeps playing the same old game. But we're done with waiting, done with excuses. It's time for a man who knows how to do this. I'm building a future strong for our kids in this land. I'm Damon, Galdo, built by working hands. New Jersey 1st District. If you're tired of the talk and ready for work, walk with me. Galdo, Galdo. Galdo, Galdo. Galdo, Galdo. Make the crowd chant with no music.
America's Pulse Network thanks you for watching tonight's episode of the Pulse Podcast. See you at the next packed episode that will take you from breaking news to informative topics. So please click on the subscribe button to get notified for upcoming episodes. If you liked what the Pulse covered, then share the Pulse Podcast with others. APN's The Pulse hosts look forward to seeing you on the next episode.